When Kyoko Kirigiri opened her eyes, she found herself at the infirmary. The scene outside the window portrayed nightfall. It seemed that at some point the day had reached evening. As Kyoko slowly rose out of her bed, "Looks like you're awake." A man's voice could be coming from the window. It belonged to Hope Speak Academy's principal, Jin Kirigiri. "You were completely knocked out. Has work finally caught up to you? How long have I been asleep?" "You weren't stay put, so I had the school physician give you some medicine. It should still be in effect, so things may still be a bit hazy. You should probably just relax for now." Her consciousness and sensations were certainly still a bit dim. Following orders from him was frustrating, but there isn't much one can do against the effects of medicine. With no other choice, Kyoko laid back down on the bed, and then she remembered. She remembered the moment when Mukuro Ikusawa came to assist her. Being cornered by the Madai brothers, she appeared at just the right time and saved her. But why did she save her? Sure, they were classmates, but there were hardly any occasions of social interaction between them. Putting that outside, however, there was a more pressing issue at hand. The girl that was with her when attacked by the Madai brothers, Junko Enoshima, what happened to her? She tackled that question in her mind in a very Kirigiri-like manner. Then, it appears that she was rescued by Ikusawa-kun as well. I'll save you the trouble of overthinking things. She's been temporarily hospitalized at one of the medical facilities in the teaching staff faculty building. Although the silver lining is well, how will I say this due to the shock from that incident? It seems that she's recovered her memory. Memory? She'll soon return to her regular school schedule. But it seems that she doesn't remember anything from when she lost her memory, because there have been numerous confusing issues going on, and everyone has been taking care of her. I see. A classmate returning to class should have been a joyous occasion. But something didn't feel right, like something was being overdone. Also, there's something important I have to discuss with you. His following words then completely brushed off Kyoko's doubt. I'll be closing the investigation request on Izuru Kamakura. Kyoko immediately rose up from the sudden report. Why all of a sudden? Her question was one of urgency. Sorry, but I can't really talk about that. Why are you... Okay, fine. I wasn't satisfied with the contents of your work. How does that work for you? Recognizing his lack of acknowledgement, Kyoko scrunched her eyebrows in inquisitiveness. Then what happened to Kamakura? Speaking of which, just today the new committee board members got inaugurated to replace the old ones. Don't avoid the subject. Due to the members changing, decisions involving confidential information have increased. No matter what you have to say, I don't really have much freedom to be carelessly discussing our secrets. That statement was a clear refusal. Hearing those words, all Kyoko could do was respond with a murmur of resentment. Why are you telling me this now? Alright, in return, how about I reveal to you this confidential information we've been talking about? That is, if your pride as a detective would allow it. His words were almost like a challenge. He was being like that for quite a while. The words "you were just being used this whole time" were likely. That kind of thought process was simple, but there was a feeling that the reason behind it couldn't be so simple. But what caused that feeling? Was it the intuition of a detective? Or was it because he was her father? She immediately shook her head, shaking off the last train of thought. She roughly responded, "I understand. I don't mind giving up on the request. However, there is one thing I would like to know." Kirigiri was watching from outside the mirror in silence. What happened to Yasuki Matsuda and the Madoai brothers? A moment of silence passed, and Kirigiri let out a hefty sigh. He then turned his eyes and began walking towards the door of the infirmary. Kyoko following his movements carefully with her eyes. He then stopped in front of the door, and without turning his back, he spoke. "Expulsion." That's how it seems they were dealt with. His words felt heavy, and a hint of anger could be heard among them as well. Not only that, it was the new committee board members' intention as well to strictly conceal the incident under the darkness. Those involved, Matsuda-kun and Madoai-kun, were expelled, and soon others will follow as well. You aren't going to stop them? All I did was receive the report. They're not even in the school building anymore. Even you probably would have difficulty in tracking them down. Laying out another huge sigh, Kirigiri began to grind his teeth. Although it sure was a convenient development. Convenient to the point where one would think someone was manipulating the events from the shadows. But he quickly turned his head as if he regretted what he just said. Even without any formal request, I'll still be looking into it. Aimed towards the back of Kirigiri were words full of determination. Hearing those words, he responded without turning back. Detectives can't do anything until an incident ends. They're useless until all the victims show up. That's a trait that exists within even the most expert detectives. But I think you're different. I feel qualities coming from you that exceed ones of a detective. Those are words coming from witnessing your various talents up to this point. I think I'll be keeping them in mind. What are you trying to say? Kyoko let out a stiff voice. There's no need for apprehending. Kirigiri then looked past his shoulder towards Kyoko, who was tight-lipped with anger and an expression close to tears. One last thing. You're free to investigate on your own. However, if you happen to endanger yourself or attempt to bypass the school rules, I won't plan to show any mercy. Prepare yourself. If you can't keep that in mind, you'll be leaving this school. Without waiting for any response from Kyoko, Kirigiri left the infirmary. When entering the hallway, he let out yet another huge sigh. Even though he was trying to keep her away from the incident for her own good, it still pained him. But she wasn't the type to just happily listen to others. There wasn't anything to be done about that. The situation was already out of Kirigiri's hands. Just like the ex-committee board members who disappeared, the new ones would eventually become figures of valuable position in their various fields. Soon after their inauguration, the termination of the Kamakura project was announced. It was their way of saying that the existence known as super high school level hope never existed. It wasn't a very surprising turnabout. Kirigiri became the core and the symbol of hope that Hope's Peak Academy ways in nurture all these years was abandoned unceremoniously. Following these actions, the new committee board members' decisions and plans were quick and prompt. Through various methods, they were able to construct concealment for the incident. It appeared they were instructed by some other party. All of a sudden, Kirigiri began to pick up pace as he continued down the hallway. While walking at a brisk pace, he inadvertently glanced towards the window. The idea that everything had ended was not present. Rather, it felt like it was the start of a new turn of events. Most likely not a good turn of events. A horrible incident was going to occur from this school and then consume the world. No one would be able to stop that. From that prediction, Kirigiri felt an uncharacteristic chill creep on. But Kirigiri's decision was already set in place. For the sake of the students, it might be time to speed up that plan, an area where even the new committee board members would not catch wind of. There was no other choice than the ex-school building. With that thought in mind, Kirigiri began to fall into a dash. But he didn't realize it. He didn't realize what was happening to himself. His mouth was beginning to faintly bend. He must have been able to sense it. The talent holding the ability to throw the world into chaos was lurking somewhere in Hope's Peak Academy. That was possibly why he was trembling from being enveloped by interest in this existence. But even so, he had no way of knowing what lay ahead. Eventually, the talent will inflict despair across the world, and that very despair will trample across even himself. But Jin Kirigiri was still completely unaware. Back from a long period of absence, the first thing taken care of when returning to her dorm room was applying the makeup. Looking at her reflection in the mirror, Junko Enoshima saw despair. Geez, Matsuda-kun sure had horrible taste. Reflecting in the mirror was a simply plain normal and uninteresting female high school student. To think something like this was of value for despair. I don't know if he picked something up from his mother or something. Going over the sense of a loved one in despair while applying makeup, she next began to tidy the room, beginning with picking off the numerous post-it notes saying, "This is my room." And then the Ryoko Otonashi notebook. Looking at this notebook brought back memories of Yasuki Matsuda. Remembering him, she could feel her chest tightening. Consumed by the disgust at what she did to him, she was compelled to cry and scream out, "I want to forget this already. I want to just get rid of this notebook. Aha, all the more reason to keep this on hand." With an indescribable expression, Somewhere between woe and excitement, she flipped through the pages. Suddenly her hand stopped. On that page lay a ridiculous amount of likeness portraits of Yasuki Matsuda. These horrible drawings are surprisingly heartrending. How exciting. As expected, it seemed that her heart's wound wouldn't heal anytime soon. But that's how it should be. After all, she went so out of her way and lost her memory to taste this despair. Speaking of which, that wasn't the only reason she had her memory lost. There was another goal in mind as well. The reason was within Enoshima's hands. We put some Matsuda's methods in manipulating her memory were recorded in that very notebook. That was her other reason. Memory manipulation was required for the final stage of a plan to inflict further despair. That's why she wanted to test it. That's why she wanted to test it on herself. She arranged for Matsuda to take away her memory, resulting in becoming a subject to that memory manipulation. I guess this is all one can expect from just an experiment. Just becoming forgetful is only halfway progress. I guess Matsuda-kun just didn't try hard enough. But once I take care of it, I'm sure it'll turn out perfectly. Taking over a loved one's lovely research, I'll be sure to make use of it in the most despair-inducing way possible. Her other reason for using Matsuda was for this experiment. For that experiment, she anticipated Matsuda's actions and then proceeded to move freely within her own convenience. That goes for others as well. She anticipated the results of everything and manipulated those events at will. By doing this, she finished her perfect development. It was the same for even Enoshima herself. She was able to control even her own actions and experience the great taste of despair. She was able to control even her own actions and experience the greatest taste of despair. Yoo-hoo! I'm back! Suddenly a strange voice rang out as the door to the room flew open. Standing at the door was a blonde-haired girl, the one who disguised as Junko Enoshima, Mukuro Ikusawa. With expression displayed on her face, her cheeks rose and formed a huge smile. Ahaha, were you surprised? I was hoping to surprise you a bit in commemoration for your return. Do you think I'm stupid? But Enoshima freezingly shot back. Are you trying to raise tension or something? What are you going to do if someone sees you dressed like that? Are you going to take responsibility for that? Heck, are you even capable of doing that? I'm sorry. As if completely withered, her shoulders crumbled. Also, you barely even look at me. Are you even trying? In fact, do I even look that stupid? Do I? But I followed Junko-chan's written instructions completely. I see. You can't do anything unless told. You really are stupid. I'm really sorry. As she hurried to get changed, her eyes were completely blurred with tears. Man, and you still have that ridiculously skinny body. If you have the time to perform in the military, you should try getting a body that men would actually like. I'm sorry. Please don't be mad anymore. While watching her sister's shoulders shake like a puppy being scolded, Enoshima once again stuck out her tongue. Geez, I really got to rethink how I'm going to use this one. Besides, Enoshima having her sister disguise herself as Enoshima to fool her amnesiac self. There was, of course, one other goal. It was another experiment. Nuko Ikusaba's disguise was a key component in a future plan to inflict further despair. Memory manipulate was also an experiment. Nuko Ikusaba's disguise was also an experiment. No, there was more. Forcing high school students into mutual killing and showing that visual to others to spread despair. That was once again also an experiment. Everything was an experiment put into practice, killing two birds with one stone. That's what Hope Peak Academy's first incident meant to Junko Enoshima. Furthermore, the murder of the committee board members were part of that as well. Besides forcing the location of Kamakura out of them, Enoshima wanted them to be replaced. Although the experiment this time around overall felt like it was missing some excitement. Was it too psychotic? I wonder if I can make it even more excitingly psychotic. I guess forging mutual killing, by the way, is too stiff. Maybe I should make it a game of some sort. Yeah, that way the murders might get a lot more dramatic. Of course, a mascot is necessary as well. For this experiment, those brainwashed were dressed in sort of a cartoon character outfit, but that was no good. That was just tasteless. There's room for tons of improvement. Well, so, abruptly, Ikusaba's voice spoke out. What do you want? Enoshima clicked her tongue as she listened to what she had to say. Why didn't you hand over Izuru Kamakura over to the preparatory department? Hearing that, Enoshima clicked her tongue even louder. Man, you really are stupid. If they got to kill Kamakura, then they'd be satisfied just like that. That's no good. I want their uneasiness, complaints, and dissatisfaction to build up, and then explode all at once. Then they show their worth by becoming a mob, right? That's what they're for. Oh, I see. A bitter smile revealed itself on Ikusaba's face as she nodded in understanding. Then does that mean Kamakura is no longer needed? I don't really have anything in mind right now, but, well, nothing's going to happen if we just leave him be anyway. Besides, he's not anything like super high school level Hope anymore. He's someone who has fallen into the depths of despair. That was again another result that followed her prediction. In the end, everything moved along with Enoshima's will. Everything fell perfectly in line with what Enoshima's ambition was. Well, this experiment allowed me to taste despair, so I could say it was a success. But a little part in her still had hoped for something else. She had hoped that the plan she worked so hard to concoct would fall into pieces despairingly. This time it wasn't like that, but maybe someday I'll be able to taste that flavor of despair. She even sowed some seeds for the purpose of that possibly occurring. Ahaha, I really am amazing, aren't I? Without thinking, she erupted into laughter. I even prepared a flag for when I myself will lose. I'm the very definition of a mastermind, don't you think so, sister? Yes, but your way of talking. I got tired of this personality. How many years have you've been my sister. Shifting to a violent personality and shouting at her sister Ikusaba, she soon gave up on that as well, and then began staring towards the window. What's wrong? Despite Ikusaba's worried voice, she continued to stare at the window. Out there was a parade. Like a surging tidal wave, the parade was flowing through the school dorms. I wonder what those in class are thinking looking at this right now. I wonder if they're experiencing the depth of their hope. Enoshima quickly stood up and spoke with an energized voice. Alright now, that the tension is off the charts. Let's go ahead to class. Our beloved classmates are waiting for us. Okay. Just like that, Enoshima momentarily returned to her school life. It was annoying getting friendly with others, but soon the spice of unbelievable despair will scare about. Actually, I'm getting pretty excited. Alright, let's enjoy the rest of our school life to its fullest. After all, that was a true motive. Thus the keywords were set. The flag was raised. Mutual killing, ex-school billing, brainwash preparatory department, super high school level hope. Class 78, Hope Speak Academy's committee board principal. Memory manipulation, Mukuro Ikusaba's disguise, Monokuma. It all begins from here. The plan to create the strongest despair all starts from here. The world's most despair-inducing incident starts from here. Predicting what will occur is simple, but not doing so would be more interesting. A stronger taste of despair will come on that way. But can I hold on for that long? What should I do? Just picturing that despair caused Enoshima's heart to jump, because super high school level Junko Enoshima wishes for despair above anything else, finds hope within despair more than anyone else. Finds hope? What the heck? Me finding hope? Realizing that she had been embracing hope, she fell into despair. And that's the end of Danganronpa Zero. I censored some of the words with stupid because it said the R word. And again, even though I can reclaim it, I don't feel comfortable doing so. So yeah, bye.